These are the things that are the difference between a pass and a recommend from an exec. So stick around and we'll get through it all. Okay, honestly, there isn't just one thing that's going to make or break your script. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that if you do this one thing, your script will succeed, and if it don't, it'll fail. There is no one thing that exists like that in writing. There are a lot of different things that make up make or break moments. So that's why I'm starting a new series called Make or Break, where I'm going to be going over the most important aspects to get right in your script and go through how people get them wrong, how to know you're getting them wrong, and how to fix them, and how to make sure you don't make the mistake from the get-go next time. If you're new to my channel, my name is Megan. I'm an aspiring TV writer, and I am sharing my journey into the entertainment here on YouTube. This week's video is all about mastering the stakes in your script. So what do your stakes have to do? Your stakes have to keep your audience interested in your story. I think sometimes people think that stakes are only for action or drama stories, and that's the kind of mistake that will break your script. Every story needs stakes to keep your audience invested. They're not all going to be the same, and they're not going to be to the same level or the same intensity, but stakes need to be there. More specifically, stakes add pressure and, as such, usually tension to the story, which is necessary. Sometimes the stakes are time-based. The bomb is about to go off and the main character needs to know what switch to cut so it doesn't, kill everyone. Sometimes they're relationship-based. The main character needs to stop lying or else his girlfriend is going to break up with him, but if he stops lying, he's going to lose his job. You get the point. Here's some key ways to know that your stakes aren't working. The story doesn't build, the tension isn't strong enough, you have a collection of scenes and not a story. If these things are starting to feel a little scary familiar, let's talk about questions to ask so you can actually fix the stakes. What do your characters want, both in the long term and the short term, whether just within this episode, within this scene? Understand everything that all of the different characters want to happen, and that will help you understand how to build stakes and tension around those things. Why are you telling this story? What is important to you about the story, and what's most important within that story? What are the things that build the most and mean the most to you and to the audience you're trying to tell the story to? What is the problem that the stakes are bringing and the tension is bringing? What are those surrounded with? And are there other ways that it could be resolved? Are you ignoring obvious solutions to get to the solution you want to drive your story? Because when you do that, your audience is cutting out because they've already seen the solution, and because it's been ignored, the story immediately feels written and people are taken out of it. Now let's talk about implementing better stakes. Start by reevaluating where your characters start. Are they starting in a bit too much of a perfect place? Are they starting where their character journey needs to lead them? If that's the case, pull them back a bit. Immature them a little bit. Give them space to grow and have those tension points mean something. On that same note, think about where your characters are going to end up. If they're not ending up somewhere far from where they started, if their characters aren't growing and developing throughout the story, your stakes aren't leading them there. And that can be a great place to kind of work with things. Sometimes the best thing to do is start with the end in mind. Now, if you're implementing better stakes into an already written story, great, you know where you want things to end up. So look at where the end is and figure out how stakes can lead to that. Your ending should feel inevitable. It should feel like it had to go that way. So how can your stakes make that happen? Now let's figure out how to do this from the get-go rather than having to go back and rewrite it in later. Ask yourself the stakes questions before you even start writing. When you're in that plotting, outlining phase, you should be thinking about the stakes, because the reality is that all of your storylines need to be rooted in stakes. That's what drives a story. Think about the traits of the different characters you have in the story and how those traits can work together to create tension and stakes. If all of your characters just mesh together and work well and everything's in perfect harmony, you may want to revisit that and think about things a little differently. And honestly, the simplest answer is just being aware of your stakes and what they bring to your story and why they exist in your story will help you write them better next time. When you plot out a story with the stakes in mind, the stakes will come out better. Okay, that's where I think I'm gonna wrap this up for today. Let me know what aspect of writing scripts you want me to cover next. I posted a poll about which aspects of writing scripts is the biggest struggle. So go ahead and vote on that because I'll be looking there to decide what part 2 for this series will be. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you want to see anything else on my channel, let me know in the comments section. And if you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe and press the notification bell so you don't miss any of my new videos I post every week. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week. Bye!